one kind of sucky thing about this place is how far the employee parking is from the shop. So that's the shop, right? So what I kind of do in the mornings is I just park right here beside the shop. I run in and clock in, and then I drive back to the employee parking. Which is back here. This is the body shop. Gotta kind of snake my way through here. There we start to see, like, you know, collision stuff. So yeah, back here, this is where they keep all the new cars, like brand new off the truck, 0 miles. But then also they want the employees to park back here, so it's all mixed up with like brand new cars and employee parking. And all this is still like collision, body shop stuff. But last night what I did, or yesterday before I left work, I got the last car I was working on, and I parked it out here, and I got in my car and went home, and you know, I still got the key with me. So I think that's what I'm trying to do, is like the very last car that I have at the end of the day, I'm going to use that to drive it way back here to the employee parking, and just use that, the car I'm working on as like a shuttle to, I'll take that back first thing in the morning, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to find different ways to avoid having to walk way the hell back here every morning. It kind of sucks. Like, if I were to get here on time, by the time I would walk to the front and clock in, I'd be late. That's how far it is. So yesterday I ended off the day diagnosing this GMC Acadia. Ended up having a pretty big leak at the evap canister by the fuel. It's actually on top of the fuel tank, and that's going to pay 5 hours. And they actually did approve that after I, you know, that ordeal with what labor rate they wanted to agree on or whatever. But it was too late in the day to get the parts ordered from the parts department, because it was like 5:30, and they actually have to call GMC, a GM dealer, to order all the parts, and it was just too late. So they said it'd be better to do it first thing this morning. So that's what I'm going to do. First thing is I'm going to go and make sure all the parts get ordered for this, because that's going to be a pretty decent ticket. We're going to knock that out as fast as I can. So I was running kind of low on work yesterday, and I walked into a stack of report orders this morning, so that's always good. So I got a 10 Infiniti EX35, got a 16 Lexus IS250, an 09 Lexus RX 350, 2010 Toyota 4Runner, 2017 Toyota Highlander, and that's the Acadia that I'm working on. So I got 5 new report orders to knock out today. So it's going to be a busy day. And what do you know, the car that I picked, I think it's an IS200, has no gas. So I learned my lesson yesterday. I got stranded on the side of the road because I thought I could make a quick test drive, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to gas it up and go for the first drive of the morning. Before I go, I noticed the tire light is on, so I'm going to go ahead and air up all the tires and make sure that it's just on, because a tire might be a little bit low on air, and make sure that it's not actually like a faulty sensor in the tire. So, oh, and another thing is the guy that works in this bay that I'm in right now isn't here today. So I kind of get two bays today. So that's my Acadia. I'm gonna have this bay, and I don't think that guy's here either, but I'm not gonna mess with that truck. So yeah, I got 2 bays, so I can be extra productive today. Yeah, I found one tire that was a little low. It had like 29 pounds. I aired them up to 36 PSI. That's usually what these cars recommend. So, time to go for the first test drive and Make sure everything's okay, no crazy sounds, noises, vibrations, things like that.
That's okay, Kate. My name is Chase. I can help you.
Can I just get one chicken biscuit, please?
Of course. Anything else?
That's it.
2 cents.
So this IS200 is certified pre-owned, so it's held at higher standards. It is going to need 4 tires. They're pretty slick. They're below 330 seconds, which is the minimum they could be before they need to get replaced. So the 4 tires did get approved. I'm going to try to knock it out before lunch. 4 tires space 2 hours. So I'm trying to do the oil change, 4 tires, and a stay inspection. I think I have like an hour and a half to 2 hours before lunch. So if I could do it before lunch, it'd be good timing. So I wrapped up the 4 tires, stay inspection, oil change just in time. It is 11:45. So while I was in the middle of doing the tires, the charcoal canister came in for the GMC Acadia. That was the one that I smoke tested yesterday, and I saw a whole lot of smoke leaking out of the evap canister area, like on top of the fuel tank. It has a code for a large evap leak, and that's the source of the leak. So I get back to my bay, and there's also the Ford Fusion that the motor actuator had came in, but the car was in the body shop, so I couldn't get to it. So it looks like somebody parked it right here behind my bay. So it seems like somebody wants it done right now. He's probably trying to sell it today, that's why. So since he's trying to sell the Fusion today, I'm going to go ahead and install that motor actuator. There's only like 2 screws. It's going to be really easy to knock that out, and that way I can close that, take it out, and then after that I'm going to start on the Acadia. So yeah, this IS200T had 4.5 hours. The GMC Acadia, that's a pretty good ticket there. Just for the evap canister, that's going to pay 5 hours plus an hour for the inspections, plus the stay inspection, blah blah blah. I don't know, I might have like 6 hours on there. So even if I just do this and the Acadia, it's at least 10 hours. But I'm going to do as much as I can before it gets too hot. It's supposed to be really, really hot today. So I jump in here ready to knock out this actuator, and I had taken apart the one that was messed up, and I left the hardware. I left everything in the cup holder. You know, just basically thinking I was gonna wait for the new parts to get here and then slap it on. And then before I knew it, you know, they took the car because they had to do some body work and detail and shit. They just basically, the car just disappeared. And I assumed that they would have enough common sense to realize that that hardware went to something that belonged to this car. But no, they threw everything away. So, I guess I just gotta find some screws that'll hold this damn thing on here. Fucking sucks. Yeah, check this out. About 124. Pretty cool, huh? 124 degrees. So the initial problem with this is that the AC would randomly like get stuck on hot, and with my little scanner I was able to figure out that it was the temperature door actuator. Alright, just to kind of show you that it is actually switching back and forth now between hot and cold. It's not getting stuck anymore. So the issue's fixed with this temperature door actuator. I'm gonna let them know this car is done. So what I ended up doing was just taking a screw off another actuator and installing it in the temperature actuator that I installed. So there's like one screw per actuator, but fuck it, it works. I tried everything out and everything is, it's not moving around. Okay, so I got the canister, right, for the Acadia. I'm gonna open it up and see what it comes with. I'm hoping it's like a big assembly and not just this, just where the charcoal goes. Let's see, and it's the whole fucking thing. Sweet. So the charcoal canister that I'm trying to replace right now sits right here above the tank. I'm gonna see if I can get away with partially lowering the tank just to squeeze it out. I might have to take it out all the way. This tank is really big. It goes from up front all the way back here. So I've got the tank lowered quite a bit. And I'm thinking if I just remove this rail here, this kind of protects the brake lines and the fuel lines. If I remove this, I bet I could slide out the canister just straight out the side. So before I installed the charcoal canister, I smoke tested it just to make sure. And it's actually the vent valve that's leaking. But I couldn't see that when it was when the tank was up, because all you can see is kind of this right here. The valve sits behind the charcoal canister. So yeah, it looks like I need to return the charcoal canister and order the vent valve. That's the issue right there. Alright, so luckily that evap vent valve is gonna be in today. It's probably gonna be like in an hour. So while I'm waiting for that to get in, it's a good thing I got 2 bays today. I'm gonna try and squeeze out another vehicle inspection. It's 2017 Toyota Highlander. It's got 22,000 miles, so it shouldn't really need anything. Hopefully this will be easy in and out, and then by the time I'm done with this, I can knock out the Acadia. Basically, with the tires and shit I did this morning in the Acadia, that alone is like 10 hours. So basically I'm just trying to get some bonus points. I'm going to try and knock out this inspection real fast and just get some more time. Got the brand new canister and the new valve, new hose. It's probably better this way, just to rule out any other issues I might have. This way it's all going to be new. Go ahead and slip this in here and pull the tank back up. Should be fixed. And the heat is it's really getting me today. This Acadia, after I did the evap valve and canister and all that shit, I had to do 2 tires on it and the oil change. And after I did the canister on, you know, it wasn't too bad, but after I did the tires, I don't know, just the heat really got to me. I got really tired and actually felt kind of sick. So I'm just taking a break in this. I think this is the Highlander I had from earlier. It's got really cold AC, so I'm just kind of hanging out for a second. Maybe I can get a second wind, and I don't know. All I need to do is clear the codes on the Acadia and take it for a drive and make sure the check engine light doesn't come back. And maybe it'll pass state. Okay, I feel better. I got the front tires mounted and balanced. I just need to put them on the car, torque them down, reset the codes, and take it for a drive, and make sure that code doesn't return the large evap leak code that it had. Here we go.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the banda? Goes the lightning, very, very.
I did a couple laps in the GMC Acadia and I wasn't able to get it to pass state, so I'm just gonna park it aside and try and finish off this Highlander. Maybe see if I have enough time to drive the GMC some more after I'm done with this one. Alright, so on this Highlander, the tire light is on. Okay, so the first thing I did is I aired up all the tires, and they all have pressure, they're all good, and the issue is the registered IDs in the TPM module aren't matching the sensors that are actually in the tires. So in other words, somebody swapped the wheels and tires and didn't reprogram the sensors, and well, this really takes a long time to boot up. So it's like you know, what I'm used to is just having like a little handheld programmer that does everything. It can read the IDs, reprogram, relearn. It's like an all-in-one. It's actually called a Bartek. That's what I'm used to using, and this is pretty I don't know, it just seems overly complicated. There's more steps than there needs to be. You know, like that one scanner, it's like a handheld scanner. All that's good for is getting the ID codes. It doesn't actually do the relearn. I have to actually hook up this freaking laptop and manually write the IDs in the module. So kind of crazy. So this is what I have to do here. So right now I'm in the tire pressure module, whatever you want to call it, TPM module, whatever. I'm sure it has a correct name. So I have to go in, delete the registered ID, and manually type in each individual ID. So 84683A4. So that's that one. Okay, after all that nonsense, that tire light finally went out, and it's 5:34, actually 5:37. So it's time to clean up and get the hell out of here.